Live.
Your mic is on, yeah?
I think
Okay,
so.
good.
Yeah, I'm in.
Excellent.
Oh,
Sounds like it's live?
Sounds like it's on.
It is live.
the people need my voice.
Are we live? Yep, we're live.
Woo!
All right. And now we'll wait for some people to click on.
Cunningham is waiting.
First in the chat. Hi there.
Hello.
So, let's move some of these.
Okay, deal.
And let's actually get a view on things here. I don't know how we're going to manage this with all these boxes, but we're going to figure it out.
I'm gonna make a stack.
Stack them up. We can leave a couple on the table here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Horological Happy Hour. This is our show on boxes. So I always thought that the 26th of December was simply when you go to return all of the gifts that you didn't want. But it turns out in a lot of the world, it is known as Boxing Day. And what Boxing Day is when you actually open up all your boxes. And you open up all your gifts, not on Christmas. So we thought we would do a Boxing Day show of our own here. And we have a large assortment of boxes. Before we get into that, I'd like to say, while you're sitting here on our YouTube channel, please do like this video and hit that subscribe button. If you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notified for when we're live for the Horological Happy Hour and when we go up for Take 5 and post our Gone in 60 Seconds. Now, you're probably wondering who this is. And I am joined today by the absolutely fabulous Kat Nelson.
Thank you.
Kat is on our inventory team. She's been part of our shipping and logistics team as well. She has a lot of experience with the boxes.
Yes, I've shipped them. I've entered them. I spend all day inside these boxes.
Exactly, like constantly opening them, dealing with all of the accessories that they may or may not
Yes.
contain, the condition of the box, and everything else, making sure everything stays together. It's one of the harder parts of the job, actually, because if you look at our inventory and you think about the watches that we have in the store, there are boxes for all of them, pretty much. We're probably what, 95%?
Yeah, I would
box
say
papers,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Very few without. So it's a lot to store and it's a lot to keep organized. So Kat, how long have you been with European Watch Company?
I have been with EWC for a year and a half now. Yeah, a year and a half officially. It's been incredible. I've loved every second of it. I started in shipping, and then now I'm in the inventory team. So chances are, if you've had a watch shipped to you before, I've probably shipped it to you. And if you've sold a watch to us recently, I've probably entered it into our system and tested it. So I spend a lot of time with these lovely boxes, and I have opinions.
And what kind of things did you do before you got to us?
I was a restaurant manager before this, working in high volume restaurants here in Boston. And before that, I was getting my behavioral neuroscience degree at Northeastern.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me for this.
I love this. I've wanted to do this for so long.
Oh, cool. That's
So I'm
awesome.
excited.
Oh, we've got a lot of people in the chat.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Now, who put the Panerai box on the top? I didn't do it. It
I did.
wasn't me.
I
She
am
pulled the Panerai
Pro
box.
Panerai box.
I am wearing mine.
Still too large of a case.
Money where my mouth is. I am wearing mine. All right. Happy holidays to you too, Mr. Lehman. Oh, we've already got opinions. So, let's make this happy. Let's make this happy. I'm going to pour myself a little Oban, 14-year-old. And Kat has
Fancy water.
some fancy water from Italy. Italian water in the Baccarat. I love it.
I'm a woman of class.
Ching ching.
Cheers.
And cheers to all of you. Thank you
Cheers.
for joining
Happy
us.
holidays.
All right. We had some interesting responses in terms of boxes people liked and boxes people didn't like. So, do you want to start with something on the table or something that's not on the table? Where do you want to go?
Want to get this one out of the way?
You want to
'cause
get
it's
that
the
one out
largest
of the way?
frickin' one here.
This is the biggest box we have. We need to make space now. And Adam, hit up the overhead. What do we got? I want to give this a second to see it on my phone here because we don't have a monitor for the overhead camera right now. Perfect. All right. Okay. This is Omega. I personally am not a fan of the oversized box.
But don't worry.
If this kills my scotch, I'm going to be so upset. There we go. All right. This is the 1957 anniversary box. This is actually, I believe, 2 boxes in one. I think there's no reason for this to be this size and then have these boxes in it. So let's show.
Yep.
We've got
So we have a nice.
the wallet. It's up here. They're looking like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. There we go.
There you go.
This way.
Yep. So they've got the cards in there for the watches, and then they give you a roll with straps and accessories for the watches. And then we have, this is actually the presentation box, and this is the best part because this looks like an old school Omega box.
Oh, it does.
Right? Isn't that cool? Super slick.
Oh, it's got the 3.
And then it's got the 3 cushions in there. So this part I love.
Yeah.
This part I love. Why couldn't it have been this big?
Yeah.
If you had bought this set, Adam, bring us back to the front. If you had bought the 3-watch trilogy set from Omega, and the box you got was this big instead of, where's that big outer box?
Oh, I mean, just in general.
Yeah,
this
instead of
big.
that big and 800 pounds, would you feel that you were slighted? I think that's kind of one of the big questions I wanted to ask about all this is, do you feel like the bigger and the heavier the box, the better the quality, or like the more luxury the experience is? Where do you guys come in on that?
I think it's a good time now that you have one of the biggest boxes on the table to show off the book on the overhead cam.
Oh,
Compare the size of the quality of the book next to the box.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. We are, I think we're on the front. We're on the front. Over top. We're over top. We are giving away one of our Asaline coffee table books today. The only thing you have to do to get entered to win this book is comment and participate in the chat. And this book can be shipped to you with our compliments. It is an incredible book.
And this is when big size is a good thing.
Yes, for something like this where you're getting detail like that's when the size and the weight is worth it. The book's about 9 pounds for those of you wondering. It is solid. What is it, 300 pages?
Yeah, over 300.
Over 300 pages of super high-res photography, so jump in the chat.
I would rather my box or my watch come with this and a little travel case. Like, give me a coffee table book instead of a whole box.
And we're going to get there.
Man,
I love that that somebody actually said before we even got there that that big one's got to be Omega. They knew about it before we even opened it up. I wish, we don't have one, but I wish we had the giant Speedmaster box that was the standard for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to go in there. I don't even know
maybe
what this
under
is.
the-
It's like they saved the like shrink wrap. There we go. All right. Photographer David doing the good work there, taking that off our hands. So that is a great example of too big in my opinion. I
Yep.
don't want to store that.
At least with it, is it Snoopy, the one that comes with the cute little Moonlander?
Yes.
Like, at
oh
least,
no,
like-
it's not the Snoopy that has that, but it's the anniversary.
I like that one. Like that's a situation where like I could have a big box, but now I like that Omega switched to having the smaller boxes.
The new Omega boxes are better.
They're nice.
Yes, they condensed their Speedmaster box. They made it much better. And somebody actually said, Kevin said, I'm starting to like Omega again. And it is. It's much better for everybody. Brendan brings up a cool one. Cuervo y Sobrino with the humidor box. I remember that. So I don't think you've seen them because we haven't really had those watches since you've been here. But they used to sell you the watch, and the box it came in was a humidor, and you could take out all the inserts and then store your, because it was like
That's
this whole
cool.
like cigar themed kind of thing, Cuervo y Sobrino. and they, you could store your cigars in the box after you were done with it as a watch box kind of thing, which was interesting. I love the idea. And then Kelly says boxes and presentation means a lot in high horographical timepieces. I don't know. I don't know if it does. Because let's talk about, do you have the red Patek box?
I do.
My favorite watches come in this box or something similar therein. If I go too far forward, I lose the light. Sorry. This is a Patek box that's probably this is like mid-80s until 2004, 2005-ish. That's when the new box came out, which we'll get to in a second. My favorite watches come with this box. Switches to the overhead.
Oh.
If you guys have experience with this box, you know what we're about to show you. The size is great. It's easy to store.
Beautiful wood.
We have a lovely little wood grain box, and then we're going to open this up.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. So this is the box for a Patek Perpetual. And you know that.
Show it on the close-up.
Show it on the close-up. All right.
Oof.
Oh my. This is not uncommon for these boxes. These boxes used a fake plastic leather on the inside, and this did not hold up. Every now and again you'll see one that's like museum quality, but it's very rare. So the reason you know this is for a Perpetual is that it has a little holder for the stylus here, and it has this little clip with a bump where you would put your second case back there. So this would be the kind of thing if you bought a 3970 and you were getting a manual wind Perpetual calendar chrono, what is a six-figure watch, you would be getting this box. And there are many six-figure watches we sell that come with this box, and to some degree, I feel bad about it.
I do too.
I hate the fact that you're getting this awesome watch and this is the box, but this is the correct box. And it's that's the way it is. And whether it's the flat coffin one or whatever, they look like that.
Oh.
So, Kat will attest to this. If you own a watch with this box and you send it to us, don't put the watch in here.
Please.
That's why there's nothing left on this pillow, because somebody put this watch in here, and then what happens when we take the watch out?
Oh, it goes everywhere. My favorite is you'll have people who know, and they'll wrap the pillow in saran wrap, but still put it on the pillow to send it. And I appreciate the thought, but the rest of the box is still flaky, so it still gets on it.
Yeah, and you peel the watch off, and it's all stuck to the inside of the strap. It ruins the strap. Please keep these boxes, because that's what every collector wants. I have a winding box that's in similar condition like this with my 3940, and it's a miserable piece of junk, really, when you look at it, but it's the right box, and I wouldn't separate that from the watch ever. You know, it's just the way. And to me, the watch is 10 out of 10. So if the box is a 4 out of 10, I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But they've done better. Why don't you show us?
Oh.
Do you have
Let's
it?
see.
No, I have it.
Oh, I have the Tiffany.
That's next.
Got a lot of new names in the chat this week.
Oh, yeah? I love that.
Yay!
Welcome, new friends. Thank you for joining us. I love it. John was like, wow, that's a relic.
Right?
Brendan said that box needs head and shoulders.
They all look like that.
It's so flaky.
Yep.
I feel like he should get 2 entries in the spin for that. That's a good comment. But it doesn't work that way. 90s to mid-2000 Omega boxes were the worst. You can attest to that, I think.
Oh, yes. The ladies' ones were extra bad, too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, those ones with the ribbon.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about those. That was so terrible, too, because it's it's a ladies' watch. Let's make it all delicate and look like a birthday cake with a ribbon on it.
Yeah.
You don't want that,
Where it's
do you?
cute from the outside, and then you open it up, and you're like, I don't want to touch this. It is what it is.
Bad news. So, the modern Patek box. Again, this is probably 2000, maybe even a little bit later. It might even be 2008 or something like that. But somewhere in those early 2000s, Patek switched over to this box. And this is commonly referred to as the big box. And this is pretty much every level of Patek from Calatravas all the way up through World Times, annual calendars. When you get a Perpetual, you get the winder, but pretty much everything else gets this box until you get into really crazy territory. So we have the diaper, as we lovingly call it, which is like this nice little felt sack. And then the box is what, walnut?
I
What do you
don't
think?
know.
How's your tree? How's your wood? I think it's walnut.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that walnut. Lovely little embossed Calatrava cross. I love the whole like chevron for the buckle, which
Oh, yeah.
matches the buckle here. And then pretty darn standard.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I consider this, like, for my personal thing that I want to store in my house, this is like the upper limit.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
I don't care about the outer box as much or the diaper. Like if I had this out, I would want this box sitting out because it's just such a beautiful finish.
I have seen people take this box and remove this insert and then store other things in there.
Oh,
I actually
yeah.
saw a friend of mine posted a picture from a knife show, and they had built an insert that then fit the knife sitting there. So they had it open in a paddock box. And I was like, hey, that's a paddock box, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
But it's pretty.
Yeah.
But it has a flaw. Right?
Oh, this little bridge is so bad. So the papers traditionally go here, and you can lift it back up.
But they don't fit if they're still in the envelope.
If it were me, I would be storing my papers like with the watch or in a safe place. I wouldn't necessarily have it on the shelf with the box.
And the
See-
little bridge break off all the
Yeah,
time.
they
See,
break.
Kat is smart. I do the same thing. I store my paddock papers in my fireproof.
Exactly.
Because, like the boxes, this technically could be replaced if you had to. They're not cheap, but you can get them. The papers, you can never replace those. So I don't keep my papers in the box either. And if you have the old box, the papers don't fit in here, right? The papers don't fit. So it's then this little thing breaks and, you know, that's a pain in the neck too. So I wish they didn't do that. But ultimately, it's better than it was. So I'll give them points for that. Now, let's get spicy. Pull out that blue box.
Ooh, ooh, pretty.
Wow, we have so many comments. I apologize, I'm not keeping up today. You guys are amazing. For all of you who are commenting, you are automatically being entered to win a copy of our wonderful Asoline coffee table book, Fine Timepieces, 300 plus pages of some of the most beautiful watches in the most beautiful photography you have ever seen. We will send one of these to somebody tonight. All you have to do is participate in the chat and make sure you're here at the end when we announce the winner. All right. So, this is the same paddock box we just showed you,
But
but it's not. See, inside is the exact same big box, the same wooden boxes then in there, but we have the turquoise outer from that little jeweler out of New York that nobody's ever heard of. My question to those of you in the chat, how much is this worth to you? It's very interesting because a lot of people who buy a Tiffany paddock really, really, really want that blue box. And it's like that, it's amazing to me how much cachet they have created with this color.
I just wonder how many people just have big boxes sitting in their closets that they don't use just because they're pretty. Now,
Oh.
I'm a collector of pretty things.
Interesting. So you actually like the boxes to some degree.
Like to some degree, yes. Like you've got your Hermes boxes, like a lot of people, like your Louis boxes, everyone saves those. And like I could understand the want of wanting this. But there's also the inner part of me that lives in the city and has no storage space and wonders where the hell are these people keeping it? Like,
Right.
what's the point?
As the collection grows and you have more and more boxes.
Yeah.
Because we have some, like, I can't imagine when you get to a point where you have like 20, 30, 50 watches, which people do,
Yeah.
right? There are some people who are very lucky and have these absolutely massive collections. How do you store that many boxes? Like, and know what you have and stuff? Like, to me, it's scary, but maybe I'm just not very organized.
Mark Lehman said Madagascar zebra wood. I don't know if he's joking. Or
Ooh, I bet he knows. I bet he
maybe
knows.
the paddock's not walnut.
I'm gonna try to catch up on these real quick.
And another point, you're not just paying for the outer box, you're paying for a Tiffany stamp on your dial.
Well, but some people actually are very particular about wanting the Tiffany outer box. So maybe it is like a package deal. They're like, I'm paying for the Tiffany name. I want the Tiffany box as well.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I think because, and that's what I was going to say, is I was very curious as to what people were going to say when I say how much is this worth to you, because I think ultimately what it is like you're paying the premium for this Tiffany co-branded double stamped paddock, because they don't double stamp anything anymore, right? There's nothing else out there anymore that gets double stamped, where it used to be more common. So it is a special thing, and it's such a small selection of their watches that get double stamped. So I think when you're paying that premium, you want the whole package. And I don't blame people, because I'd want that too. If I'm buying the blue box, I want the blue box watch. Or the other way around. If I'm buying the blue box watch, I want the blue box.
That's valid.
Yeah. So this is a cool one, and I don't know if you've seen these. Mark Lehman, again, is talking about Breguet Aero boxes for the Type 20.
Oh, the metal ones that kind of look like a bike seat, but they're like...
It's a wing.
Oh,
It's the wing of
that
a
makes
plane.
sense.
It does look
That
like a
makes
bike
sense.
seat. So that's kind of funny that you looked at it and you were like, the one that's a bike seat. It's an airplane wing.
Ah, I always sit there for like a couple minutes when I have them on my desk, and I'm like, how do I open this? And then like I go through it, and I'm like, nope, that's not it. No, there we go. There you go. Like I always have to sit there and play with it for a second.
I love that. Thinking of boxes that you have to play with and have to figure out.
Some of the MBNF are like that.
The Chopic ones.
You beat me to the punch.
Oh, I have
the
it.
Chopic box is actually not my favorite.
They like put
So-
instructions in there so you know how to even open it. Most of them, yeah.
All right, this is a big box, but we're going to get to the box in a second. I actually want to start with the watch that comes in this box, because I think it makes more sense when you get there. So this is an MB&F Legacy Machine split escapement. And I don't think we've shown this guy on the show before, so I was kind of glad when Kat said she wanted to show this and show this box. And this, as we've talked about, MB&F is Max Busser and Friends, and they have the most incredible approach to design. You get these giant domed crystals with the balance wheel floating up above the 3 dials in this case here. We've got our date, we've got a power reserve, and we've got our time up top there. Super legible for something where the actual displays are really small. An incredible case back. Let me see if we can get that in focus. It's hard with the deploy. How's that? That's pretty good. It's big, but in my opinion, it's worth it. I love this one with this frosted gold dial. Like, it reminds me of the old school Journe dials,
Oh, yeah.
right? Look at that. Oh, man.
I
It's a
feel like if
44.
you're at like a black tie event and you just like, it's peeking under your sleeve and that just comes out, people are like, wow.
That's the New Year's Eve watch.
Yeah, that's a great New Year's Eve watch.
That would be a cool New Year's Eve watch. I think this is absolutely stellar. I've been a fan of these guys for a while because I think it's unique, it's cool, but it's also like this Legacy Machine series, the LM series, is still pretty accessible because it's round. It's not like a super crazy shape. You know, that's pretty wearable.
I feel like they do a good job of balancing the aesthetic. Like they want to make a little bit of a weird watch, but the thickness of the band, the size of the case, the crystal's not overdone. Like I really appreciate the design on this one.
Right. It doesn't get to like an unwearable territory, and it's not. Some of his stuff does. Some of those horological machines are bananas, but this stuff is like, even if I was dressed as today in the suit and I was wearing this, it'd be cool. It's no bigger than my Panerai, so
Yeah.
it works. So this is a cool watch. Let's dig into this box now. You mentioned you had something to say about outer cardboard boxes too.
My question, because I'm 2 years into watches now, is the cardboard really worth it? If this was all you got, would you still be happy? Because I think so.
Well, and the funny thing too is this is the opposite of like the paddock with their zebra wood. Was it zebra wood? Yeah, zebra wood. What is this?
Foam, baby.
It's styrofoam. All right, why don't we get the overhead for this?
Am I in?
You should be. You're good. Go.
Oh, I love this goofy little guy so much. Like imagine this just sitting on your dresser at home and you can just keep it open and it's in there. Or you can keep it
Oh, you're
closed.
off a little bit. Bring
Oh,
it back to
hold
the
on.
middle.
Like imagine having this guy just sitting on your dresser.
Here,
Oh,
I can hold it
sorry,
for you.
Here. Get that out of here. Like, oh, we're overhead?
Yeah, we're overhead. I
Okay.
got it. Go ahead.
Like you just got this sitting on your dresser with your favorite watch in it. It's so nice. It's got a good sturdy pillow on it. I appreciate it.
It's kind of funny that the actual box here is only this, which does not take up a big footprint. Bring us back to the front here. So that in and of itself is not very big. And it is really something designed to be displayed, right? Like with this guy, should actually do this. With this guy in here like this. Like, that's cool.
Right? Like,
That's so cool.
even if I wasn't wearing this watch and I was like working in my work from home office and I had this sitting next to me as my clock, I would love that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then it could be like your clock, although it's not the easiest to read from a distance. But again, the one thing that's frustrating is like the box is this big, but then the styrofoam and the outer cardboard box make it
Yep.
pretty
the
darn
warranty's like
enormous
this
at
big.
that point. Yeah, the accessories actually, he does a good job there too, I think, because he gives you that little leather wallet. So it's not overkill there. I don't mind, like when Paddock does the big folio.
Yeah.
I actually think that's cool because like when you're buying a $200,000 Paddock and you get this big beautiful display with the glossy photos.
Like, you know it's an important watch. Like, the watch is already going to be important to you, but then you get to know that Paddock knew that it was extra special and that it needed that big folio. It's
Yeah.
got the pictures in it, which I always love.
Well, they also do the sculptures and things like that too, as well, that they sell too. So
Oh, the objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a
Oh.
whole, like the Mad Gallery has a
kinda
whole
makes
class of
sense.
like cool objects
so
and things
cool.
that he sells. Because he like the watchmaking is a big part of it, but he's a big design person. And if you go on his Instagram, it's actually super cool because he's always looking at like, you know, concept cars and like old pieces of furniture and cool things and like just talking about like the design that he sees. And it's a really cool approach in my opinion.
That makes me think of the Laurent Ferrier galette that comes with the little race car.
The Sport
That's cool.
Auto with the toy car.
Yes, yes. I love that one. I'm like,
blog.
I got that one on my desk one day and I was like, this one just has a toy car with it? Okay.
So Jay is agreeing, or at least is saying that no one truly cares about the boxes. For 88 watches, I store the watches separately. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
The CFA Auto has a whole closet of boxes. Breguet Cherrywood varnish boxes are the best. Coming up. Stay tuned. Sorry, Kevin, we don't have any vintage stuff here, although that's a cool conversation topic as well, talking about vintage watches and the boxes that still exist, because not all of them do. A lot of those were just like cardboard. Like they were really not.
The cork.
The cork. Well, that's the same problem. That thing like basically disappeared into the ether most of the time. Well, the MB&F is good. For 80 G's, you should get an appropriate box. And I think that's what the brands really struggle with. It's like, okay, we're charging this much for the watch, and then the accessories have to feel like it is on par.
You know who
I
I think
suppose.
does a good job of that? The Vacheron, the green dial tourbillon that we have. I think that is a great watch because you can flip over the pillow side and it has 6 holes so you can display multiple watches.
You could turn it into a
Yeah,
watch box.
I
We have a
appreciate
small
that.
one that we're going to show. We didn't bring the big
Oh
one.
yeah,
but
and they
we
have
the
that one
small.
has 3.
We should actually talk about a bad box.
Oh, you know my worst
And
feelings.
it's funny because Kat and I both thought of this box at the same time when we were thinking of boxes that weren't great. And then I think after this one, we'll take a break. We'll show a couple of watches that we brought as new arrivals, and then we'll dip back into the boxes. Yeah, because we're right about halfway. So anybody who has just joined us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Robert. This is Kat. We're talking about boxes here today. We're going to show some new arrivals that we got that are sitting on that tray. And then we are giving away one of our books today. All you have to do to be entered in that is to just participate in the chat. We will add you onto the wheel for the lucky draw at the end, and you do have to be here to win, so please stick around. All right, my least favorite box. And I owned a watch with this box for a while. This is a Vacheron box circa, I guess, mid-2000s or maybe, yeah, probably mid-2000s, like 2005 to 8-ish, somewhere in there, all the way up through 2019, something like that. It was right around pandemic. Oh, so this one, I didn't look at this before I pulled it. This one is missing there's a diaper for this one too, a cloth that goes all around it. But we have this tall vertical box. And this one, luckily, it didn't happen. But what happens with every single one of these boxes?
Oh, honey, it's done. It's there. It's
This-
starting.
Right, but this is always stuck
Oh, yeah.
in the lid. And it kills me because, like, you get it and then this is stuck up here and you can't get it down. This is the same, like, it feels like the same cheap fake leather that Paddock was using.
Yeah.
And it is starting to disintegrate. But so we have this holder for a watch here, which I guess it would be kind of cool because it would, like, live. Why can't I line this up?
Colin
There
had
we
a
are.
good point. He likes when the companies do the watch rolls with the.
Ah, we're getting there. I have one of those. That's my favorite of the day.
So it'd be cool, I guess you keep it there and you have this little like display window so you could see it. But then the actual box is this sucker below.
Oh, this is
And
a good one.
this one's in nice condition. Yeah, this one hasn't succumbed to the perils of time just yet. But so you have like this little travel pouch in here. You have space for the extra straps. Are we on the overhead? Good, we are.
Oh, we are. Okay, good. That's
And
what I was
then
thinking.
the watch could also live in here, polishing cloth. And then this was the best part, and they don't do this anymore.
I appreciate the passport.
Right? So this was like the passport for your watch, and you had your papers in there. So this is for, actually, this was the watch that I owned that had this box. I had this Patrimony Traditionnel. And so I think that that's kind of cool. And then they give you all of the like details on the watch, and then you could, I guess if you sent it in for service, you sent this and they would log it. If you're servicing your watch, if you own your watch for as long as you need that many pages for service notes, that's pretty cool.
Brendan said, is the window glass or plastic?
It's covered in plastic.
I think it's acrylic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is like a plastic film that I'm not going to peel off, but I'm pretty sure that's acrylic. Glass would be fragile.
Yeah.
I can tell by like the way it feels. It's like those acrylic shelving.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's acrylic because glass would be fragile. But this was the best part, was this passport. I don't know which way I'm looking. Which way am I looking, Adam?
You're still looking upstairs.
You're still
Upstairs.
looking up? All right. And then that was your user manuals.
Is it really?
That was all of the user manuals on the USB key there, which it's so funny. So we saw the transition from like having the booklet that was this thick because it was in every language, like Omega
Yeah.
has that booklet this thick for like a manual wine watch, but it was because it was in every language, to then giving it to you on a flash drive, to now these brands simply just ask you to like go to the website for their instruction manual, or you can download the PDF or something. So this Vacheron box was not my favorite. Every time you open it and you flip this up, it likes to fall over.
Yep.
The thing gets stuck in the top, it falls apart. It wasn't great. A lot of great watches came in this box because the second gen Overseas was all this box. The third gen Overseas, the beginning of it was this box. There were a lot of great Vacherons in that box, but I like the new one better.
Yeah.
Who has the new one?
I think I do.
I think you do.
And we've been blessed by this one. Usually they're just shedding at this point.
We have been blessed by
We
this one.
have. Sometimes I'm not lying. I put on gloves to touch these boxes because the textures of them over time are just not fun.
That's so funny. Angelica thinks that the custom USB for the watch is the wildest part. That is kind of cool that they did it, right?
I am.
So hold on. Size alone, this is better.
Yeah.
No? It's probably the same volume. If you're a math person, you could probably figure that out. It's probably the same volume, but I like this little square better. So then we have our box.
It's a beautiful box. It comes with a diaper. It's got the nice pattern on top, which I appreciate. Yeah, watch out. I'm
You're good. You're
going
good. You're
crazy.
good.
And then You've got the nice pillow.
And now it's fabric.
Yeah.
It's like a micro, what would it be, like a microfiber
Probably.
kind of thing.
Almost like a polishing cloth or like a
Yeah.
like the diaper is. And then
So
you flip
we're on
it
the
over.
overhead, right? Yeah. So show us your favorite part
I
there.
appreciate that you can flip it over. So imagine this is just on your dresser and you've got two nice, beautiful watches sitting
Now
out
you
here
can
on
put
them.
2 watches in there. And then beneath that, we have, this is an overseas box, so we have great use of the space here where we have our deploy, our rubber strap, and our gator strap living nicely underneath. And then underneath all of that, we have, so see, this is an earlier one where we actually have an instruction booklet. They don't come with that anymore. And then we have our card. And more we're seeing this from watch brands where they have switched to the credit card style warranty instead of a certificate or a like a booklet or something. I have to admit, I really like the Patek certs. I think the Patek cert, if we're going to talk about papers, I think that makes me feel like I bought something special. This is like, I don't know, it's, you know,
I agree.
plastic.
Yeah.
More plastic. I hate plastic so much. But that's my own
That is like,
problem.
I wish they would have kept the passport idea with this and then the modern box.
That would have been the
beautiful for me.
ideal. That would have been
Yes.
the 10 out of 10 for them. But this box, compared to that vertical one, this is like 50% better.
Right?
Right?
At least it seems like watch companies kind of listen to their people and like, you know, they said it's a bad box, so they made a better box.
Yeah, I wonder if it was that or if they were just moving to the next thing. I would love to think that they said, hey, we can do better, and then made a better box. Or like, you know, or they listened to the people and were like, we should do better and make a better box, and then did it. I wonder if they just needed a change. Although you look at Rolex, they've been making the same box for 30 years now or whatever.
It's
Nobody
a timeless
complains.
box.
It is. It's simple. It's to the point.
It
It's
doesn't
easy to
really
store.
deteriorate.
Nope.
The newer ones, like from the green interior on, like those don't really deteriorate.
No. There are some old ones that did use like the vinyl or the plastic and those like to flake, but even like my Explorer from 2001, 2002, something like that, that with that kind of this color interior, that thing is fine.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Grant agrees with the VC boxes, new ones are better. CFA Auto. I think a lot of brands are trying to be more eco-friendly and reduce on the packaging, which I love.
Yep.
It's an interesting conversation. I like Breitling's old boxes and not so much the new ones. Same with IWC. So I have to disagree with you there. I really like the new IWC and Breitling boxes.
I agree.
I think less is, I don't want to say less is more because it's not true. Less is not more. More is more.
I like the functionality. I am a big fan of, I don't want to call them lower tier, but more like simpler watches coming from lower price range, or I don't even know how to, what do we call, like entry level,
Yeah, I'd like to say accessible, more accessible
yeah,
watches.
accessible watches having travel cases, because like my idea is, oops, sorry, if I have an IWC Pilot, I'm going to be wearing that every day unless I'm traveling and I want to put it in a travel case. So I appreciate that it's
Ready-made.
yeah, it's ready-made. It wants me to take it with it. Keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't want to say less is more. I want to say less is better
Yes.
sometimes. So for me, I do think that less is better, but that's also just my own opinion for what it's worth.
I think it's the quality, not the size.
Brendan has a great comment that the USB is kind of hilarious because no laptops have USB anymore.
Right?
You have 1 or 2 USB-Cs and that's it, right? So that original USB plug is kind of out of date. All right, shall we talk about some of these?
Ooh, yeah.
We got a whole tray of goodies here. Some new stuff, some of which we covered. We'll bounce back and forth a little bit with some of these just because I didn't want to do all boxes all the time. I thought that might burn you out. So I wanted to show this because this is one of my favorite new Daytonas.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
That's Everrose, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
So this is one of the new reference Everrose Daytonas on Oysterflex, which have become my favorite Daytonas. You can keep the steel. I love this. I think that is spectacular. I love black with the contrasting subdials. They're like, It's hard to see because they're very dynamic in the light, but these are like the sundust colored subdials, which is super cool. And then you've got the diamond hour markers, black ceramic bezel with that little gold ring on it, which is a new feature on these new reference Daytonas. And that's just, it's sharp. It's really, really sharp.
I really like that.
Isn't it great?
I love Everrose. Anything Everrose that Rolex has done, I don't not like it. I love them all.
It's a great color. And it's not, every brand has a different color to their rose gold. Like we have a rose gold Longa here. I'm gonna try and wipe the fingerprints off this and just quickly kind of put these two side by side. See if the camera can deal with that. The Longa in rose, I think they call it pink gold, and apparently you can make distinctions there, but can you see that difference? I don't know if that's coming across. This has a much more yellow hue, and this is like almost coppery. It's really, really beautiful. It is really rich. And I think for like the sport watch, what did I say? The sport watch with the black bezel and the black strap, I really like that color. And then when we get to like the dress watch with the silver dial, I think this is a nice color for that. So I think it's kind of cool how dynamic they can be.
Is the Rolex dial their new bright black?
I don't know.
Okay.
What is bright black?
Bluetooth wants to know.
Oh,
Oh,
I guess
I
there's a
see.
new dial.
I don't know what the bright black is. I don't know how they list this. Maybe Adam can look that up for us and see how this one is listed on their website. This is a 126515, and this has the diamond dial.
I feel like Everrose is kind of understated too. It's not as flashy as like the yellow gold or like other rose golds from other.
Oh, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
that's why rose gold is more popular
It's
overall.
very understated. It's not as like shiny and bright in your face.
Yeah, and I think it blends better on most people's wrists. They feel the rose gold blends a little bit more, whereas in yellow gold pops a little bit
yellow
more.
gold is definitely showier.
Yeah. Longa is pink gold. Yeah, there's a distinction there, I think, and it has to do with like the content of whatever metal is making it red in the alloy or something like that, like pink versus rose. Brands will list it differently. We tend to call everything rose here, like if it's not yellow, it's rose. But I know that technically that's not correct. All right, what do you want me to show?
Oh,
Yes, Bluetooth. It is their new bright black.
It is bright black. So it is bright black with the contrasting subdials. It's a winner for me.
I mean, my favorite on the tray is going to be the Adventurine dial Little Longa 1. I chose for myself, but I think that this is a beautiful watch for like all people, honestly, all ranges. It's a beautiful blue Adventurine dial. You've got the big date, which you can't go wrong with. I'm pro big date. I know this is a controversy in the watch area, but I am pro big date. I love shiny things.
The date in general, whether it's big or not, seems to spark vigorous debate.
Right? I want to know what the date is.
I would wear this watch.
Yeah, no, I would too.
I know that they sell this on a short strap because they intend it for the females, but I would absolutely wear this. I think the 36 mil Longa 1 is stellar.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. The other thing on this watch that I think where they went really right with the date is that they did a blue date wheel with the white printing.
Yes, I was going to say that. You're so smart.
I beat you to it.
You did.
Sorry.
No, but I saw that, and I think it's the moon is also backlit with the blue. Yeah.
The only complaint I have is like Longa makes the most incredible moon phase disc with all these stars on it, but because the dial is so incredible and like somewhat distracting, you don't even notice that there's a moon phase disc here. Like right now, there's no moon on this,
Yeah.
and like you almost don't even tell it's there.
Goofy Nuts said, "Are you giving away the book?"
We are giving away the book. I almost want to just give it to you because you have the best username, but it doesn't work like that. So Goofy Nuts is on the wheel. Never said that before.
Get a record on the wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
How many people are on the wheel?
Man.
A lot.
A lot.
I love Longa. I was looking at some Longas today as well, and it's like you could just stare at these case backs. Even something like this where it's mostly the 3/4 plate. It's still like, what a work of art. Like, I mean, look at the
The finishing.
definition on that striping. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a watch that like you could tell me to wear it upside down and I'd be like, okay,
Yep.
like it's pretty.
I'll do that. So I wanted to show this guy. because this to me is, stuff like this gets me really excited. John Fest is wearing the too many people are hurting his chances. All right. This is the Vacheron Evasion, and this is an old school world timer where instead of like Paddock where you have everything printed inside and you push a button and it moves around, our cities are printed on the outside of the bezel. This is the way they were doing world timers back in the day. And then you would move the bezel around so that you could read your time zones all the way around. And to me, that is just, it is old school, it is antiquated, it is obsolete, and I am here for all of that. Because aren't mechanical watches kind of an anachronism anyway? I love it. I love the teardrop lugs. I love the size. I love the hand shape. Vacheron makes and made good watches. And this is like, this to me is killer. I would wear this a lot. Love it. Old school, solid case back, limited, only 100 pieces. This is more like the Rolex Rose Gold. This is quite rosy. And somebody actually commented that they weren't. Wow, there are so many comments. You guys are amazing. Yeah, the Rose Gold, Colin says, I find Rolex Rose to be a bit too orange. Works well for the Oyster Flex models. And that's kind of the thing is like, every one of these watches will work in its own scenario. This actually, now that I put them next to each other, this is definitely yellower than that too, but it's darker than the Longa. So it's kind of interesting. Paddock is also kind of light on their Rose. That 3/4 plate is more like 15 16ths. That's too many fractions for me, Brendan. You're losing me in my tiny brain. The new Longa One black enamel dial. I haven't seen that yet. I want to see one of those. They did some 30th anniversary pieces, and they did, I think it's platinum, but correct me if I'm wrong, platinum with a black, like that glossy black enamel dial. And it's nuts. We are running out of time. It is 5:47.
Oh my gosh.
We got to do terrible boxes. First, I want to talk about this watch and the box that goes with it.
Oh, I actually just had it in my hand.
Huzzah. We're thinking
Huzzah.
well. So this is the FP Journe Line Sport. And these are interesting watches because this is a sport watch from a company that is not at all known for making sport watches. He made these first in aluminum, which was a short-lived run. Then he went to titanium. And then only with the recent ones has he started to make them in gold now. And it's a very cool bracelet. It is a very solid and heavy watch. And it's kind of cool because he doesn't do his standard box with these. Hit us to the overhead. Oh, you've set it up so beautifully.
I did.
I think the matte finish makes it look so much better too.
The matte on the gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I feel like he did a box to match it. It's a lovely size. Like this to me is pretty perfect. You get this little, I'm going to say it's an acrylic window. Actually,
I think that might be like
that might be glass.
It's heavy like
That
glass.
could be tempered glass. And it's very simple. I love that. Little red pillow. Oh, you want to put it in there?
Yeah, why not?
And then we have, this is a great example of, here's your USB for the instruction manual, which they do not do anymore. All they say now is to kindly visit the website, and you can read the instructions there, and then our credit card style warranty again. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty nice.
It's pretty cool. I don't store any of my watches in the boxes, but that kind of makes me, if I had that, maybe I would, because it does kind of frame it nicely. Those of you out there in the chat, do any of you store your watches in their original boxes? Asking for a friend.
Do you care that you got the credit card and the USB, but you have a really cool box? So probably the larger section of that is a lot cooler, but you still have a credit card, which is and a USB, which is now
antiquated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need the instruction manual for a watch. Like maybe if it was some super complicated perpetual, I would need the instructions. So for me, the USB key is actually irrelevant because I'm never going to plug it into my computer.
That's fine.
The credit card, you know, it is what it is. I like a cert. I like the old Rolex certs. I love the Paddock certs. I I think the certificate, I like when you get the Panerai Historic and it has the the scroll and
yes.
you're like, hear ye,
With
hear
the
ye.
old Roger Dubuis. It makes you
That's
feel
a
like
great
it makes you
box.
feel like you're in like an old like fairy tale book almost. Like you're just like, hear ye, this watch was made in 1999.
What do you think the percentage of people that ever have plugged a USB in from their watch box?
That'd be another
It's
good
gotta be
question.
less than 5%.
So, oh man, everybody's like, nope, no, it takes up too much room. Nope, nobody does that. Somebody who stores Rolex in the original box, and then no way, never. I love it. It's so funny. Strong opinions there.
Yeah.
All right, we have 10 minutes left. What do you got on your side?
Breguet.
You want to show Breguet, right?
I love Breguet boxes.
Breguet's a good box. Let's show a good box. What do I have over here? I have good boxes
I
left, I
love
think.
The wood finishing. Not sure what kind of wood it is.
Oh, actually, this
But
one's good.
They do an okay job with their inner box construction, but I feel like it's one of those that they're meant to display this because this one isn't one with a key, but they're just so beautiful inside. They're nice. They usually have the tray that you can just lift out. I appreciate Breguet boxes.
Why, you think we got that many people? So, photographer David thinks we should give away.
Hanukkah and Christmas.
It is Hanukkah and the day after Christmas. David is thinking we should give away 2 books. I'll leave it to the chat. Should we give away 2 books?
You already know what the answer is.
Do it.
All right, we'll give away 2 books. Sounds good. The Breguet box is nice.
Yeah,
I agree.
their
And,
instruction manual's nice and small. I love the cert that comes with it. I think this is like my all-around favorite.
I was gonna say, like, where's the papers? Are they at the beginning of this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like that better than the credit card. Like this little book is nice. It fits beautifully in the bottom here, right?
He said, keep the bus and the whiskey.
Hey! That's a nice box. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
like
burl
that.
wood. What is this?
It's a burl.
That's burl?
burl.
That's a burl, right? See, I know some woods.
It could be a maple burl. It could be any kind of burl.
Oh, I thought burl. I thought there was like a burl tree. Like you would
Burl
just
is a part of the tree.
Oh,
really.
the more you know.
Adam knows his wood. Cool. I like Breguet. All right. No, 3. Nice try, John.
It is Boxing Day.
Nice try. Oh man, I love this. Watch reporters like love a good box. Breguet, nice box. The watch, no, there are fantastic
Disagree.
Breguets. You're wrong.
Disagree.
Yeah, you brought a lovely one.
Oh.
What is this? This is the automatic, right? Really quick. Breguet, La Tradition, automatic with a power reserve. This is a watch that looks like it costs 50 or 60,000 bucks, and on the secondary market they can be had for so much less. Look at this rotor. It's like the Marie Antoinette off with their heads rotor. I mean, look at that. That's awesome. These things are incredible. I want one of these so badly. I'd probably go the old school small one. Listen to that. Love it. These are
Hear it from
great
here.
watches.
Luke,
Fantastic.
Yep. Luke boxes, you know, those wooden ones with like the.
The new LUC box is really good. I don't know if it's LUC or Look. I never know. Those are
like wood like cutouts on the top. It's really nice.
I
yeah,
actually don't know which
those
one
are
you're talking
good. We don't see many of them, but we do.
Yeah.
All right, last box. You guys have 2 minutes if you are joining us and you want to be entered for a chance to win our incredible Assoline coffee table book. You have 2 minutes to get in the chat. Everybody who's already in the chat, you're already in there. Don't worry. Multiple comments do not get you multiple entries. But if you just joined us and you want to jump in to this book and get entered for a chance to have us send it to you with our compliments, comment now. In 2 minutes, it is closed, and we will do the spin. We're going to do one last box for you all on this fine, fine Boxing Day.
Woo.
And I want to do Blancpain.
Oh, I think we have mixed feelings about this.
I think
honestly.
Blancpain could be a little spicy. Somebody actually commented. Oh, I should mention, we did a little comment box on our YouTube our Instagram page when we did the promo for this video today. And I asked, what was your favorite and your least favorite box? And somebody said their favorite, I think he said Paddock. And then he said, my least favorite is the toilet seat that RM makes. And I found that to be the funniest comment. Because we've had those boxes. I wanted to get one, but I don't have any in stock right now. The RM box, which does look like an elongated oval, and opens like this. But I got a good laugh out of that. Then somebody mentioned this box. And I thought this was worth showing because this is quite unique. This is a Blancpain box for the 50 Fathoms. And we have a Pelly case. Perfect. Like a legit, it's got your air escape valve there. It even says genuine Pelly case, which is a Pelican case. It has those like super hard latches. It's got the watertight seal. We've got the Blancpain logo on there. Ooh, so this is for the mil-spec limited edition. We do have your travel pouch.
Appreciated.
But
this is my problem. It's a great box, but it deteriorates inside so quickly.
yeah, this one's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And even when they're well stored.
Good thing the Pelican case is indestructible, so get rid of the rest of it.
Well, you're just housing dust
You can't
at that
even get
point.
this out of there, though. You couldn't get this out to like use
Oh,
it. Because
yeah.
I love a good Pelly case, but
I do
like
too.
this is pretty much your dedicated watch case. I think for a watch like the 50 Fathoms, which is such a purpose-built sport watch, that having it come with this kind of box is very cool. But I know a lot of people think it's kind of ridiculous. What do you guys think? You could put your lunch in there. If you could take the thing out, it'd be a cool
Just
lunch
like
box.
a can of Diet Coke.
And then on the bottom here, and it's funny because they give you like, this one doesn't look like it has it, but they give you that diver's logbook, which doesn't actually fit. I've never seen anybody use those. And then we have the instruction booklet. Here's a good example of the instruction booklet in every language. And then this one may not have papers. Might have pulled one where the papers are missing, but usually there's the papers in here as well. So, Pelly case, yay or nay? What say you? Oh, everybody's like burl oak or mahogany. Mahogany. 40 books. Oh, my soul. I can't give away 40 books. I like my job.
Keep coming every week. Maybe you'll win one week.
All right.
Yeah, there's 52 here.
52. Oh, I guess we do it. Yeah.
Ah,
I can't count.
CFA Auto. I like it, but higher quality materials inside would make the difference.
Yes.
100%. 100%. But again, I'd rather they spend the money on the watch and
That's
not
valid.
the box.
But
So
at that point, just give me the classic, like, Pelly interior, carve out a little hole, and let me carve out all of the things that I want. Like, like, let me use it as an actual Pelly case, not just to hold their dusty materials.
oh man, I wish I could keep up with all of these comments. You guys have been amazing. All right, is the wheel ready?
Wheel.
Let's give away a couple of books, everybody. The moment you've all been waiting for. While David's doing that, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. This was fun.
This was
was
fun.
a cool idea to do boxes. Thank you, Kat,
Thank you for having me.
for hanging out.
It's been a pleasure.
For an hour. It was great. For those of you who got here late, this is Kat Nelson, a member of our inventory and our logistics team. So kind of a behind-the-scenes person
Yeah.
who's now front of the scene.
I do a little bit
Which
of
is
everything.
cool. Yeah, she does. I've been Robert, and while you're sitting here on our YouTube channel, please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you know when we're going live.
And last thing, and most important, I hope you've all had a great holiday and continue to enjoy your holidays.
Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
We've stalled as long as we can, David.
All right.
Wheel.
Spins.
Here we go. We're going to do 2 spins. Tell me when we're ready.
We're good to go.
Here we go. First winner is it's not rigged.
It's rigged. I'm kidding.
Kevin Kim, winner number 1. You got a book, Kevin. All right. Winner number 2. Spencer Tolman, winner number 2. Congratulations, folks. Please send me an email to robert@europeanwatch.com so that we can get you your books. Thank you all so much for joining us. And on our last note here as we close out, if you guys are sitting on presents that you did not like, or, if you're sitting on presents that you did not like, or you have somebody you forgot to buy for, we have a very exciting new arrivals email that's going to be hitting your inboxes tomorrow morning. So look out for that. We will be here in the shop, and we are ready to ship. So give us a call. Let us know. Thank you again for joining us, and I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend.
Cheers.
Goodbye, all.